Are you the supervisor?
So you want to go to jail?
Do I want to go to jail
Yeah.
for recording in a public building?
I'm calling the police. He won't stop recording.
Okay. Maybe the police can explain it.
Okay.
Right. You're telling me that I have to leave here, that I'm disturbing the peace, which I am not doing. So that's enough reason for me to be a little bit amped up. My ID?
Yes.
Why do you need my ID?
We're making contact with you. I'd like to.
Oh, I don't know. Unless I've committed a crime, I don't have to show you my ID. I don't have any obligation to identify myself to you unless I commit a crime. Well, I don't have my ID on me.
What's your name?
The only way I'm going to identify myself is if you articulate what crime I've committed.
Disorderly conduct.
Okay, in which way?
You are disturbing this gentleman's peace.
You cannot be taking pictures of the inside of the car.
Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you?
You come over here all big tough guy?
Hey, you can't be taking pictures inside.
Says who?
It says me. It's a police car, okay?
And you, who are you?
I'm a sergeant, okay? I'm a supervisor,
Yeah?
okay? Yeah.
And
you can't be here.
and you
doing
can
that.
get lost.
What are you doing taking pictures?
What am I doing taking pictures? What's the problem
You can't
taking
take
pictures?
of the inside of the vehicle from the computer.
What law is that? What am I breaking?
I don't know. That's called private property. You can't.
This building, my property. This vehicle, my property. You all, you, every one of you work for me. I tell you what to do. I tell you how to do it. I pay your wages.
Is that right?
That's right.
This clip will test your patience. Watch how these tyrant cops ignore the Constitution, enforcing signs, policies, and personal feelings instead of the law. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, because your rights shouldn't depend on someone else's mood.
Sir?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to step outside the supervisor.
No, I think it's legal to record in here.
No, it's not, sir. It says even on the door.
I'll wait for your supervisor.
Okay.
It has to be backed by a law. You just can put up a sign that says I can't record.
Okay.
All right.
I have new book test.
Sure.
It has to be a state statute behind it.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
That phone needs to go off. No recording in the building. Off and out. Tim, Juan, Jojo.
Can I get your name?
Outside the building.
Can I get your name?
Okay. Give me 1 second.
Are you the supervisor?
So you want to go to jail?
Do I want to go to jail
Yeah.
for recording in a public building?
I'm calling the police. He won't stop recording.
Okay. Maybe the police can explain it.
Okay.
Good afternoon.
Hey, how we doing?
Good. What's your name and your badge number?
Officer Connolly, start.
Nice to meet you. And are you the only one here?
I am.
Okay. So I'm not sure why they called you.
Okay. Well, the sign says no photography or anything. It's a law.
You're the car
Yes,
driver.
I do understand that, but this is just a sign. So this sign has to be backed by a statute. It has to be backed by law.
Okay.
Because members of the public have the right to live in public buildings and record. It's been established in court.
You're talking about your First Amendment, I understand.
Yes, exactly. It's my First Amendment to do what I'm doing. So, but whatever reason you think, because the Secretary of State put up a sign here, that bars the members of the public from recording. But he doesn't have the authority to do that. Yeah. So if you can explain to them that I have the right to be in here and record. I mean, I'm not.
Do you want him trespass from the building? Do you want him trespass from the building?
Yes. Trespass him, and he's not allowed to be inside the
They are allowed
building.
to trespass you from the building.
From a public building?
Yes.
Okay. Do you understand that they can't do that unless I commit a crime? You can't trespass
Okay.
members of the public from a
I
public
understand
space
what you're trying to
unless
teach me.
they've
However,
broken the law. I'm not trying to teach you anything.
They're saying that you're causing a disturbance.
What disturbance am I causing? Just simply being in here recording is not causing a disturbance.
Yes, it is.
All right.
Taking personal information out of people.
Okay, I'll show you something really quickly. That might help you.
We're gonna go this way, sir.
This is why we do what we do to change things like this.
Okay, so
All right.
You're interrupting the flow of regular.
I wasn't. I'm not interrupting anything.
Okay.
All right. I'm not in anybody's way. I'm not preventing anybody from carrying out their business here
Do
today.
you have?
You need to take me off of that film. You hear me?
So I see the disturbance you're creating.
Sir, him reacting to me is not me creating a disturbance. That's him creating a disturbance. Him reacting to me, I never engaged him. So he reacted to me. That
This is a
doesn't.
flow of business.
Okay.
That you're now.
Okay, I'm not in the way.
Okay, can you take him outside?
Please.
'Cause he's in
Okay,
the
he'll be violating my rights, and that'll be a lawsuit.
Guys,
All right.
let's do it. Do me a favor. Everybody that's not here, go in that door.
Okay.
You can do whatever you want. Right?
Thank you, appreciate it.
I'll come talk to you. This gentleman wants an audience. We don't want to provide that for him, so please go into that door and let my partner comes out.
Okay. Do you want me to read this to you? It doesn't matter?
You too, sir.
Okay. Well, I would hope you would uphold my right here today to do what I'm doing.
Am I not doing that at all right now?
I appreciate that. I appreciate it. But I want them to know that I'm able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
If you can explain to them that I'm able to be here and record.
5-2. Is there another unit coming here? We need another unit to come here.
I just want to document matters of public interest. That's why I'm here.
I gave you my name and badge number. I'm guessing you can refuse to give me your name now?
Not right now. Depending on how it goes. Wait, depending on how it goes, I might introduce myself to you at the end of the day. So don't prejudge me yet. Don't prejudge me. When we finish, depending on how it goes.
See, it's strange how you can demand something from me, but when I ask you politely for something.
No, I'm not demanding.
You said name and badge number as soon as I open the door.
Yes, but that's your.
Because what?
Because you're required to do that.
Because
You're a public
Right,
you're a public employee, right?
Exactly.
You're required to identify yourself to the members of the public.
It's a First Amendment activist. Okay.
I
want
would
him out of the building.
I wouldn't-
took away his audience.
I wouldn't describe.
Thanks for everybody's name and badge number for us. They want a trespassing public building.
May I have your name and your badge number, sir?
Yep.
No?
What's going on, sir?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
May I have your name and your badge number?
Yeah, George is 559.
Nice to meet you. What about you, sir? I appreciate it. Thank
How you
you.
doing?
I'm great. I'm just here to document matters of public interest, and they told me that I couldn't be here and record.
There were multiple people that were upset that he was recording them while they were doing transactions of the deal.
You know everything is have been recorded, so I would advise you to make sure what you're saying is accurate.
The guy that just said, please don't record me when I'm doing the
Yeah, but he's in public. There's no expectation of privacy in public. He can ask me to stop recording him in public.
Sure, they
Right.
posted signage asking the photography
And I was explaining to him that there is a sign here, but this sign needs to be backed up by statute. You can just put up a sign to tell me not to do what I have the right to do. I have a First Amendment right to be here and document my activity here today. So if you stop me from doing that, you're violating my First Amendment right. Right? So yes, there is a sign. Anybody can put up a sign here. I can put up a sign here that says no red shirts. Are you gonna abide by that? It's not backed up by law. Right?
Sure.
Every sign has to be backed up by law. It has to be a statute on it. You just can put up a sign. I don't care if the Secretary of State put it up himself. It's as good as the paper it's on. It has to be backed up by law. So this is just to prevent me from doing what I'm doing here right now. And this is part of why we do what we do, to break down these barriers,
Sure.
to give the public access to the government.
Here's the thing,
Right?
When you start arguing with people,
I am
then
not.
you start getting into territory where
listen.
it's like, now it's disturbing the peace
Listen,
type of things.
I- okay.
Listen,
I'll let you speak.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just saying, that is, I think, probably why we ended up here.
Okay.
So that's where we're at.
Okay. Everything was recorded.
Yeah, that's,
I
that's
can
fine.
play it back for you later. I walked in here. I never disturbed anyone. The lady came out. The first thing she said was, "Turn that off and get out of here." Didn't even ask me why I was here and what I was doing. Right. So if there was any confrontation, it wasn't on my part. All I was doing was standing here and recording, and they told me that I couldn't do what I have a right to do. So
Were you inside of here?
I was standing right there. I was standing right here, just past the door. And then when he told me that he was calling the police, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wait for you guys. I don't want to disrupt business. I'm gonna stand here peacefully and wait for you. I could have walked in there, as I have the right to do, but I'm not here to disrupt business. So I stood here and waited for you guys.
Okay, cool.
So right,
Who were you talking to inside?
it was the lady. I think she's one of the supervisors.
Was it this
Yeah,
here?
that lady there. Yeah, she was the one that told me to get out.
Just give us 1 second.
I appreciate it. Thanks. Can I have her name?
Her name's on her.
Yeah, but she wouldn't tell me what her name is.
So the reason that they don't allow recording in here is
Okay.
because people are coming here with
Private information.
correct, like sensitive documents.
Okay.
Okay, so that's why they ask that you don't record inside. I'm sure you wouldn't want somebody recording your.
Yeah, but I
documents,
haven't recorded anybody's information.
I know, but
at
that's the reason why they don't allow it in here.
Right.
So
But
at this time, they're asking you to leave.
okay.
We are here asking you to leave.
Okay.
If you refuse to leave,
Okay.
you are going to be cited for trespassing.
Cited for trespassing.
Correct.
Okay. And then after that, if I still choose to be here after I'm cited, what's going to happen? Because you can trespass me from a public place where I have the right to be.
So we can trust you from a public place. You are welcome to be here until something happens and you are asked to leave by an administrator of this facility.
Okay, and then why? So why am I being trespassed?
Because they don't want you recording in here. They've asked that you don't record in here. You're continuing to record in
They don't have that authority. This is my First Amendment right.
Correct, but
Yeah.
people are feeling disturbed. They're disturbing.
If you're welcome to record from the parking lot.
Okay, just because they're uncomfortable doesn't mean I'm being disorderly. Their feelings do not trump my right to be in here and record. Okay, it doesn't.
So let me ask you this. I would, and because I don't want you to be cited for trespass.
Okay.
Why are we continuing this?
Because I want them to know that I have the right to be here and do what I'm doing without them asking me to get out of a building where I have the right to be.
I know, but what's the ultimate goal here?
The ultimate goal
Yes.
is for them to be educated. It's for them to understand that any member of the public has the right to come in here and record and observe their public employees in the course of their duties. Right? So, because the first thing she told me when I walked in was, shut it up and get out. And she doesn't have that authority to tell me to do that. So I want her to understand that she's not able to tell a member of the public to leave a public place where they have the right to be. And observing public employees in the course of their duties, I believe, is a civic duty. It's a civic duty.
However, when you're coming in here, getting up and driving,
Okay.
and being a little confrontational with people could cause them to feel
No.
alarmed and disturbed.
No, I wasn't confrontational. They were confrontational with me.
I know, but right now you're being a little excited.
Yeah, right, because my right is being violated. So, yeah, I don't appreciate that. You're asking me, you're telling me that I have to leave here, that I'm disturbing the peace, which I am not doing. So that's enough reason for me to be a little bit amped up.
Okay.
Right,
All right. Well, we're gonna step out. I'd ask that you mind stepping out with us and.
right. Okay, let me read this to you. This is a U.S.
Okay, I'm asking
appeals
you
court
to
decision.
step outside. 'Cause we're gonna step outside.
And if I don't step outside, yeah, right. Thank you.
This gentleman's uncomfortable, just so you know.
At the end of the day, sir, I just want them educated.
Sure.
I just want them educated.
But I don't know who you're educating.
The staff, the people that work here. The lady that told me the first words out of her mouth was "shut it off and get out of here." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if she can do that, imagine what else she could do.
Can I see your ID, sir?
My ID?
Yes.
Why do you need my ID?
We're making contact with you. I'd like to.
Oh, I don't know. Unless I've committed a crime, I don't have to show you my ID. I don't have any obligation to identify myself to you unless I commit a crime.
What's your name?
I'm not going to give you that either. It's the same as giving you my ID.
Okay.
Right. I have no obligation to identify myself to you.
All right.
If you suspect me of a crime, then we can go from there.
So we got a bunch of people here.
Okay.
They feel alarmed and disturbed.
Okay. I hear you.
I understand what you're trying to do here.
Okay.
Okay. And they called us here.
Okay. Gotcha.
So I understand what you're doing, but you have to understand too. We have to do our job. Too.
Okay.
So I'm gonna.
And
ask
what's
you-
your job? Your job is to uphold my right. You swore an oath to the Constitution.
All right, sir. So
Yeah.
based on what's been going on here, there are now customers here
Okay.
who are advising us that they're being alarmed and disturbed by your presence. Therefore, you are now suspected of disorderly conduct. I need you to present me with your ID, please.
So somebody complaining that I'm exercising my constitutional right is me causing a disturbance. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying on camera? Okay.
It's multiple people, not just one person.
Okay, but you do understand that. Let me show you this. This might help
Right now,
you.
I'm asking you for your identification.
Well, I don't have my ID on me.
What's
Yeah.
your name?
The only way I'm going to identify myself is if you articulate what crime I've committed.
Disorderly conduct.
Okay, in which way?
You are disturbing this gentleman's peace.
Disturbing his peace.
Yes, and he's alarmed and disturbed by your behavior. And
Just recording.
well, we're now beyond recording. Now we're getting in.
So what did I do to disturb his peace? Can you? My lawyer needs to know that. What did I do to disturb?
That's why I asked you to turn around, which you did, but he's still yelling and disturbing.
So I'm the reason why he's yelling. I'm making him yell. I can control what he does. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, you could control it because he wouldn't yell if you turned the video off.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I believe that.
Like,
Secretary of State, I just spoke with them.
Yeah.
Secretary of State, Sergeant advised me that there's sensitive documents being passed around, including social security numbers,
Okay.
driver's license numbers, things that people don't want shared in the public,
Okay.
which is why they have those signs. And
Okay.
they do. The Secretary
Well,
of
I'm
State
just-
is en route.
Yeah.
Let me
Okay.
talk
Yeah.
first
Okay.
before you read up your speech. Okay.
Yeah.
They're en route, and they said that they do have a statute that falls under, and if you're not
Okay,
going to
okay.
abide by
No,
it,
I need to see it. Remember what I said when I first walked in here? Show me the statute. If there's a statute behind it, I don't break the law. If that's a law, I will leave. I don't break
right
the law.
now, the law they're suggesting you broke is disorderly conduct. Which I
Okay.
advised you when I first came here
Okay.
that you were disrupting the orderly business of this
It's
establishment.
everything is recorded. That's fine. This is
what I said.
a U.S. appeals court ruling. Simons versus United States, 390 U.S. 377,
It's
1968.
constitutional law.
Wait, the claim and exercise of a constitutional right cannot be converted into a crime. A denial of them would be a denial of due process law.
You're not being arrested
Right.
for recording.
Okay.
That's what you're missing.
This time
Right, but-
you're
You're being investigated for disorderly conduct.
Okay, so
That's a criminal law.
okay.
That's not constitutional.
Okay,
What you're claiming is constitutional with the video camera. Okay, so
right,
be it.
right.
We'll let Secretary of State handle that part.
Okay,
What we're telling you is we're here for the criminal part, which is the disorderly conduct.
okay,
The gentleman out here has said multiple times he's came up here and told you to stop recording him.
okay.
All right, and every time you swing the camera, he's feeling that he's violated.
So you understand?
I mean, I know it's funny for you. But
No,
it's not
no,
funny
no.
for
The
him.
reason it's funny is he has no expectation of privacy in public. He's in public. If I was at his house or his property, it's different. He's in public. No one has an expectation of privacy in public,
He's
though.
here where he's presenting sensitive documents that he doesn't want on camera, and which is why the Secretary of State has these signs saying, "Please no recording."
Okay, and do you also know that just capturing sensitive information on camera is not a crime? What is a crime is what you do with that information. Just simply capturing it on camera is not a crime whatsoever.
So, but now you be in
Right.
possession of information on.
That is still not a crime. It's if I use that information and do something illegal, then it becomes a crime. But simply capturing stuff. What? Look around. There's a bunch of cameras here. There's a bunch of cameras here, right?
These are under the control of the Secretary of State, the state of
Which I can FOIA it. I can get those footage.
And
Any
which
member of the
time
public can.
Any sensitive information would be redacted.
Okay, right. But first of all, no one here has a proof that I've recorded anyone's information. And like I said, even if I inadvertently captured anything on camera, that's not a crime in itself. What's a crime is if I use that information.
What we're doing now is you're sidetracking us. I'm looking for your identification.
Okay, well, I don't have my ID on
Okay,
me.
well then my partner's going to grab your name, your birth date, your address,
And-
your phone number. And if you refuse, then
Okay,
'cause I
you-
know
right.
that was going to be your next
Okay,
question, right?
yes.
Your next refuse to present these documents, you will now be obstructing investigation.
Okay.
So again, now I go back and ask you, what is your end goal here?
My end goal is when I first walked in here, right? Like I said, the first thing she said was shut the camera off and get out. So my goal here is to educate. Is to educate public employees that the members of the public have the right to be in public and document the activities of their public employees, right? Turner versus Driver is a U.S. Circuit Court or U.S. Appeals Court ruling that says that members of the public have the right to record public officials in the course of their duties,
Okay.
right? And that's what I'm doing here.
But you're also recording people,
Right.
citizens
People
who
in-
have an expectation of privacy.
People in public. That's what you don't understand. People in public.
Where they're passing-
Okay, it's no different from me being outside recording. It's no different. You know, it's the only thing that restricts my right to do what I'm doing is time, place, and manner. Those are the only three things that restrict my right to record anywhere in the public. If there was a sign that says this is restricted, do not enter, and if I do that, then that's a crime. But just being in a place that I'm allowed to be in and recording cannot be construed into a
Just so you
crime.
know, I have to tell you from Sergeant Flores, the
Yeah.
Secretary of State Police, badge number 0995.
Okay.
You've been formally trespassed from this establishment.
Formally?
Not from me.
Okay.
Sergeant Flores, Secretary of State Police, star number
Oh yeah.
0995.
Okay. I'm not gonna stay here if you tell me I'm trespassing, but I need the formal trespass, and I'm gonna leave
That comes in the form of a citation.
in the form of a citation.
Yes.
No, the way the trespass law works is you have to tell someone to leave.
Okay, Sergeant Flores just told me
Okay,
to tell you to leave.
then I'll leave. I would leave. All right, then you can deal with my lawyer later.
That's fine.
All right, thanks. All right, you too.
Let's get into the next clip where officers try to flex authority with unlawful orders, but get shut down by civilians who actually know their rights, like comment, share, and subscribe, because when you know the law, they can't walk over you.
Hey, I don't need your directives. I'm not committing a crime. Stay away from me.
No.
Don't walk towards me. Stay away from me.
No.
You don't get to pick where I stand in public, buddy. Get away from me.
No, then I'm gonna search you for weapons. I don't know. What
Oh,
you
get
have.
away from me, you coward.
Just go down there.
You coward. You ain't gonna search me for nothing, buddy.
You can tape, but go down the
You don't tell me where to go, Strebeck. Get away from me. Go over there with your buddy. You see how he's smart enough not to say nothing to me? You see how he's smart enough not to say nothing to me? But you're dumb enough too, right?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
Nicely just back
You don't
up.
have to ask me nothing. Back up, man.
No, I'm gonna stand right here.
Good.
I can see you.
Stand right there. I mean, no ill will or intent towards you. Go do your job.
Okay, I just asked you to step away.
I don't care what you asked. It's not a law, buddy. Is that a law? You're a law enforcement, aren't you? Thank you.
I don't know what you are doing or planning to do or not.
I'm standing here with the camera in my hand, genius.
Well, I can stand here just as you can stand there then.
Yeah, well, I didn't say you couldn't stand there. I didn't try to tell you to go somewhere like you did me, jackass. Yeah, I got freedom of speech too, by the way, buddy. Yeah, I know you know, and you look at your disdain towards me because you can't stand it.
No, it's because
Yeah.
it's proper, that's all.
Proper would have been leave me alone when I walk up to you. That's would have been proper. That's why the public can't stand you scumbags. Always trying to tell people what lawfully they can and can't do.
I said you could tape, just scoot it down.
I don't need your permission though. That's where you're wrong. Giving me permission to tape, I don't need it from you. The Constitution of this great place gives it to me.
So, hey, here's another law in Indiana. I'm not yelling at you. I'm asking you to quiet down. Stop screaming and yelling.
Bud, I can protest anywhere I want and be as loud as I want.
You're right, you can protest.
Exactly. So let's be quiet now, sir.
Okay, stop screaming and yelling.
Number 63. This is my normal voice, buddy.
Okay.
This is my normal voice. So this is Officer Strebeck, number 63. He's from Griffith.
Do not walk up
He's a
on
moron.
Do
Then
not
we got
walk up
number
on
9.
Giving you a legal lawful directive. Do not walk up on these laws.
We got number 63. This is his car. He's a canine douche. Got number 8. What's your name and badge number?
Okay, if they can just get somebody with a license.
I already know who you are. You don't need to identify yourself.
Just don't walk
I don't.
up on us. I'm not telling you again. Don't walk up on us.
Notice how this guy's not saying nothing to me.
Because he's on the radio.
He's
man.
not saying nothing to me, bro. But you keep on talking. I know you're not. I would never be a pig.
Okay, that's fine.
Never in my life.
You're very disrespectful for no good reason.
So are you by telling me what to do as soon as I walked up. You should have shut your mouth. You should have shut your mouth and you wouldn't have had this.
All right, man. Keep walking.
I'm going to stand right here, buddy.
You don't walk up on us. I don't know anything about you. So don't.
You're a coward, dude. You shouldn't be a police officer if you're scared of people walking up on you.
Can I get a business card from all of you guys? I got one from
Who's the supervisor or ranking officer here?
He's not on the team right now.
Okay, so this guy comes out here and asks us to leave the parking lot. I mean, he can ask us, but do you realize how that looks when you come and ask us something arbitrary that we don't have to do? Like,
You know that
it's
people
trying to
assume-
enforce will. I mean, we're supposed to be the victims here, but why? Why?
You have to.
Why? Why come out and even approach us if that dude doesn't have the authority?
Keep it separate, so there's no further issue.
Yeah, you want to leave. You're right. When you start pointing shit out, that's what happens right there. Because you're wrong. You shouldn't approach me. You shouldn't have said. He can, right? I can ask. Give me $5. Can I have $5? That's his shit. Can I have $5?
And I would say no.
No, exactly. But that's weird, dude. Why am I going to ask you for $5? If we're in McDonald's, do you tell the guy behind you, "Hey man, I'm a police officer. I need you to just take 10 feet. You're obstructing right now." Bro, that's stupid. Why come over here and say anything to people that have a right to stand here unless the property management asks us to leave? That's all you need to tell him. If he said, "Can you ask him to leave?"
Can I answer your question?
Go ahead, yes.
Because obviously this guy doesn't want you. To avoid any further issue, we just ask you to, hey man, can you just leave? you could totally say no. Be like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, cool.
I get it, but
And as long as you stay separated, it's not even a big
but
deal.
listen, you guys get a lot of calls when videos get put up on the internet, and it's because of little things like that. Like, that's what I'm trying to tell you. That shit, people don't like. I'm a grown ass man, dude. I don't want you telling me what to do unless I'm breaking the law. You know what I mean? That's what people don't like. That is.
Did he tell you what to do? Did he ask you to leave?
You're wearing a uniform with a gun. I mean, that's automatically an intimidation factor right there. That's maybe not for me, but for other people.
Assume it's a directive. That they have to listen to you. Most people, you assume most
Because there's so many of
people
you here.
think a cop tells you.
Well, we
you need
weren't.
to leave, you
You
need
guys
to
were here
leave.
first.
It's an intimidation. You're coming up with.
We saw you guys here.
I
don't think I've been intimidating at all.
I'm not talking about you. I'm
Well,
saying
I'm just
doing
saying,
that, coming out to ask.
I
that
want
would
this
be-
to be just taken care of, and like I said, I advise that you guys take care of it through court. Super simple.
Yeah.
And I just don't want any more.
I was hoping we could do it without court, man, because I hate dragging anybody.
I get it,
through
but
the
we're past that.
So we'll let you guys go back to your day.
I'm just trying to give you some insight, man. That little stuff like that is what drives the videos, what drives more people to do this. It seems stupid. Like he can ask you, yes, but that little tiny thing pisses not. Bro, I have a 250,000 followers. It's not just me standing here. Do you understand? 10,000 followers, 130 something followers. Like, dude, there's hundreds of thousands of people. This is what perpetuates hate for the police. And you might not understand that little dude. He just asked you to leave, bro. But it's the concept of you're wearing a uniform. You look like military out here trying to tell us. It doesn't come off as he asked you. Even though he did technically ask, it does not come off like that. You know what I'm saying? Most people, if you ask them, if he were to come out and ask them to step off the property, they're going to be immediately intimidated and they're going to do exactly what you say. And you guys have become used to that. You know what I'm saying? So it just becomes second nature to just do that kind of thing. But you don't realize the adverse effect it has once this goes on the internet.
I think it's a lot of it's the approach and how you do it.
Yeah.
I mean, he was being nice.
You know,
I'm
you
not
come
saying he's
over
being
like you're
rude,
like,
but
hey, I'm the big swinging, and I'm gonna come over here and be like, get the fuck out of here. That's one thing. If I'm cool about it and be like, hey, bro.
yeah, but
just
I
take
feel like it's
hey, man,
reminiscent
hey,
of the I'm
here's
not touching you, I'm
oh,
not
no,
touching you.
stop. Here's an example. Are you married? Are you married? Are you married? Can I fuck your wives, please? Please? That's weird as fuck, right, dude? That's the same thing to me. I'm a grown man. I don't want to be asked to do anything unless I have to. You know what I'm saying? We can take it to that extreme or very simple. It is, but you see what I'm saying? It can be used in a lot of different scenarios. Out in public, if somebody asks you that, bro, you're not going to act like cops. Especially if you've had a little bit of drink at the bar or something. Somebody says something to you like that. You don't drink? Good. I don't either.
Let's move on to the final clip. You don't want to miss this one. Watch as one man completely destroys a sergeant's ego, along with his clueless backup for giving unlawful orders and acting like they are the law. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, because standing up to tyranny starts with knowing your rights.
Who are you?
Huh?
Who are you?
I don't know. What are you doing?
You don't know who?
Are you taking close-up pictures of the inside of the car? You can't do that, okay?
Says who?
Says me.
Who are you?
I don't know.
Well then,
Okay, you
get
can't
lost.
You cannot be taking pictures of the inside of these cars.
Watch me.
You cannot be taking pictures of the inside of the cars.
Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you?
You come over here all big tough guy?
Hey, you can't be taking pictures inside.
Says who?
Says me. It's a police car, okay?
And you, who are you?
I'm a sergeant, okay? I'm a supervisor.
Yeah?
Okay, yeah.
And
you can't be here.
And
doing
you
that.
can get lost.
It doesn't work that way, my friend.
How does that work?
Hey.
What? You're gonna get in my face like this?
Go find something else.
You think you're gonna intimidate me?
I'm intimidating you, man.
Then what's the problem?
I don't know. I'm wondering what the problem is with you.
You came over here all tough guy.
I'm wondering what the problem is with you. Cause
There was no problem. What am I doing?
You can't be taking pictures of the inside.
Says who?
Says me.
What law?
I don't know.
Exactly. So get lost, tough guy.
It doesn't work that way.
Well, how's it gonna work? Why don't you call your bobbies over here? Why don't you call your lieutenant?
No.
Other sergeants?
You show me out in front of the precinct with
Yeah?
taking some pictures of inside of the police car.
Dumb guy.
I'll take it.
What a dumb guy. Taking pictures of the inside of the vehicles that are public property. I'm on a public sidewalk taking pictures of everything that is open, visible from my eyes, okay? Which is First Amendment protected activity, and the tough guy shows up here and tells me I can't take pictures.
Taking pictures of the inside of the car is that,
you too? You want to get on my case too about taking pictures?
I'll be out at
Watson?
Dude.
And you?
Dude.
Words? Edwards?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. What are you doing taking pictures?
What am I doing taking pictures? What's the problem
Can't
taking
take
pictures?
of the inside of the vehicles in the computer.
What law is that? What am I breaking?
I don't know. That's called private property. You can't.
That's private property? Come here.
You can't.
Come here, Sergeant.
You can't take a picture.
Come here, Sergeant. Come here.
No, I don't need to come here. I'm good.
What it says over here?
Take a picture of the outside if you like.
What does it say?
I don't know.
What does it say?
You tell me.
You don't know how to read? Any of you guys know how to read?
What's your goal, sir? What do you need today?
I was minding my own business. This guy comes over here, gets in my face, and gives me unlawful directives.
So, hey, sir, can you understand why we may be...
I don't need to understand anything.
Well, I'm going to explain why he was concerned.
Why?
Okay? So we could be concerned that somebody is targeting our police vehicles or is looking inside there to see confidential information on the screen or in other things.
Okay.
So there's is it reasonable
Whose
to ask-
responsibility
it is
to protect
reasonable-
confidential
it is-
information?
It is reasonable.
Whose responsibility?
It's ours. It's reasonable
Great.
to ask.
Is it your responsibility to protect confidential information?
Sir.
Exactly. Exactly. So next time when a law-abiding citizen inspects his own property,
It's your property.
and you're my servant, that's my property.
your property.
Everything that's on you, my property, except your personal effects. This building, my property. This vehicle, my property. You all, you, every one of you work for me. I tell you what to do. I tell you how to do it. I pay your wages.
Is that right?
That's right. And you answer to
how's
me.
that working for
So
you?
when you get on my case, being a law-abiding citizen, quiet. I'm not talking to you.
Okay.
Quiet. When I'm a law-abiding citizen and you get in my face and you start threatening me and you call your bobbies out here, assuming that I'm a criminal because you intend to do something against me, guess what?
What are you going to do?
You're going to get a piece of my action.
What are you going to do?
My freedom of speech.
Now you're
All
committing
of
a
us
crime.
have a
Now
lot of
you're
things we need to
Get
do.
back to your job. I didn't call you.
Everywhere.
I didn't call you.
We're here until
Who called you?
are not here. So
Who
what's
called
going
you?
on? What do you want?
Who called you?
Your
Who called you?
situation, your scene, your level of engagement
Yeah?
is going to make the police be here. And I do think that's your goal. I
No.
literally think what you are doing is trying to create a scene to get police attention, to
Ask her.
record it on
Ask
camera,
her. I was walking
to
down. I
record it
was
on
walking
camera,
on a sidewalk.
and have this
I was
interaction
walking
be
on a
useful to
sidewalk
you
very
online,
quietly.
on a YouTube channel.
Whatever you think.
So whatever your goals
I don't care
are,
what you think.
I want you to know very clearly, sir.
That's right.
You are taking up valuable resources that could be helping the city.
Did I call you?
Because we are focused
Great.
on you.
Here's how you can end this.
So I think that's important.
This is how you can end this.
What do you need?
Go back to your job and mind your own damn business.
You need to not point your camera inside of police vehicles and record information off of our computers.
According to whom?
Don't do it.
According to whom?
That's it.
According to whom?
Sir.
What law is that?
Okay.
What law is that? Give me an ORS code that tells me that I am not lawfully allowed to look at anything that my eyes can see on a public sidewalk.
Okay.
What law is that?
We are going to leave, and we understand that you are not going to point inside of cameras
Unless
and
I'm
record
breaking
things
the
off
law,
computers.
you can take your orders.
You stay
and
on
go to
public
hell with
property.
them.
You stay out of a roadway. You understand? You stay out of the roadway.
I'm protesting at this point, so I will stand wherever the hell I want.
Have a good day, sir.
Get lost. That's how you should have reacted in the first place. You come out here and you harass me, a law-abiding citizen, that's the reaction you're going to get. Servants, get lost.
Thanks for watching. These officers counted on fear and confusion, but they got facts, law, and resistance instead. If you value your rights, don't just watch, speak up, like, comment, share, and subscribe, because the only way to stop tyranny is to stand up to it.